Yes, guys, we're back for another Checkered Flag show. It's obviously we're waiting for the Italian Grand Prix to start, which I think is in mid-April. But I've got my co-host of usual, Chris, on the show. But we've also got Bargav and Talk Manu, who are interested into learning a bit more about Formula One. So, but by the way, how are you all guys doing? By the way,
I'm good. How about yourself?
yeah, I'm okay. Bearing up as we are. Yeah. How are you, Bargav?
Good. Sad that there's no race therapy this weekend. We could have really used
Yeah.
some race therapy this weekend, but I mean, I think Formula E has like a race this weekend though, if I remember. But apart from that, it's still like the fallout from the previous race. We gotta wait 2 weeks for it.
Yeah. Talk Manu. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Looking forward to the football coming back at the weekend. Watch Arsenal get sort out to play football.
Oh, it does start. We got the preview to that on at 4 p.m. So don't start. I'm not thinking about it. Like you said, I need the F1 therapy as well. So, but yeah, Chris, what are you laughing at, by the way?
What you said in the private chat.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
What do you make of the new track rules? What do you make for the black flag changes at Imola?
Well, track limits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you see the
there's
track
a white line there for a reason. See, they designed it because when there's a white, you should when you do go for a flying lap, some cases where you get to one wider, you'd be able to like not put so much steering angle in, which means you put more power down and you get out the corner quicker, right? So to stop that, and also you go around the corner quicker as well. So to stop that, they've introduced the fact that if you go put all four wheels over the white line, which is like the perimeter of the circuit, they then say you've breached track limits and you're gaining an advantage. So your time gets deleted. In Monza, for example, the second the group of chicanes before the last corner, Parabolica, Ascari is the chicanes they call them. You come out of that and you run wide, but you don't actually gain an advantage. So, yeah. So for some circuits, they gain an advantage by going off circuit, and in some instances you don't. It's like with the Bahrain Grand Prix this week, is that you saw Max Verstappen, he gained an advantage by overtaking Hamilton off the road. He got him way off the racing off the line. Of the behind the white line over the white line, and that's gaining an advantage. So then it would be the same if it was Hamilton the other way around. But yeah, before we go any further, please do smash. I'm gonna have to change it. Oh no. Yeah, please do, and
You're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Smash it. Really helps us out. Thanks.
Oh, don't.
I'd love to know who created that because it's really.
I don't know, but it's really, really good. I love it. But
it
makes
a point, but it's brutal, man.
It's brutal, but it does make the point. Please do share it also on your socials, share it on Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook. Might get it all shared out right now. Yeah, let's get everyone in to support Formula One. Especially as we're trying to create our own little community. We've got a nice group of panelists for the F1, right? A really good group. After the winter break, we've actually got people that want to come in and give it. Is F1 better than NASCAR? The thrill, the speed, and then F1 is better.
It's not even I don't even know F1 properly, but I know F1 is
Quick
more
Una,
entertaining.
F1 is the pinnacle of motorsport for a reason. For a reason. It's got the best teams, the best minds, the best technology, the best cars, the best drivers. Facts. That's why NASCAR have even had people like, or IndyCar have had ex-F1 drivers in their car. It is the pinnacle of motorsport. There's no prize bigger than the F1 title in motorsport. Facts. Absolute facts. But some people prefer NASCAR. I don't know why, because it's just going around an oval and
It's
Especially-
it's the
especially in
crashes
marathon,
people go
isn't it?
for. It's kind of sad, but it's the crashes and the.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but and the reason is I feel F1's more difficult because you've got to try and get out trying to find a best lap time around different sort of circuits and different sort of scenarios, and it's about trying to find the best time and the best way to go around the circuit. Whereas in an oval, you can just go flat out and just hardest to just making sure you don't scrub off the speed. So it's more about with F1, you're designing the car and also setting up the car to try and get around the circuit as best it can. So
I mean,
that's why I say F1's better.
I mean, with NASCAR, it's like a whole weekend. I mean, I live close to Daytona. It's the biggest NASCAR
So is
one.
the F1.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like a little different. I think. I don't know. It's like it's kind of the same, man,
hello.
in some ways, but.
I'm just going to bring this up, actually. I've just heard of something about Albert Park. Obviously,
What's
Albert Park was...
faster? What's faster, IndyCar or like F1?
F1.
F1 by a mile.
They're seconds. F1's about 5 or 6 seconds faster.
5 or 6.
I'm being serious. I watched a clip of going around the Austin, Texas track. Hamilton's fastest lap and compared to their fastest lap. And he was about 3 or 4 seconds faster. And it also depends on what circuit you're doing. Yeah, obviously, Albert Park was missed out and started this Grand Prix. Melbourne's Albert Park is set for a first major update since racing began at Parkland in 1996. McLaren racer Daniel Ricciardo has said he was very happy to have consulted on the alterations with the Australian adding he was confident that the changes would improve the racing at the track. So they are planning to move it to the 19th and 21st of November, with the chicane at turn 9 and 10 completely removed. Oh. They're taking out the fast 9 and 10, are they? Oh no, they're taking out that. So you just go straight on and go flat out. Oh, I see what they're doing here.
So it may
I wonder
be...
if they get. I hope they update it for the game. I hope they do. But instead of taking turn 9, they're removing the chicane so you keep flat out all the way to turn 11. This should help improve overtaking, because overtaking has been difficult at Australia because it's technically a street circuit. But yeah, if that's going to increase overtaking, then yeah, I'm all for that.
Makes it even better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just hope when they get to the game, they realise that they're changing it and they're going to have it changed for next year, and they're going to do it. As you can see, there's the building work there. Turn 13 will be widened and its camber alterated to create alternative racing lines. Wow. So what's turn 13 again?
I think that's the...
Second to last corner, isn't it?
Yeah, second to last corner.
F1 power. I forgot to do that. Power rankings. I was tempted to do there's apparently an F1 fantasy, like Fantasy Premier League.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. But yeah, you can see, look, they're winding it there by 3.5 meters.
Yeah,
Wow,
I signed up for it. I signed up for the fantasy thing. You guys want to help me out?
Yeah. No, I don't know because I ain't got it. But yeah, so obviously a lot of it's just the fallout from the Bucks. Right, so Toto Wolff has come out and said, as a title, 1 lap deficit to Red Bull will be very difficult to recover despite what happened in Bahrain. The Bahrain Grand Prix set up a salvating battle between the Red Bull and Mercedes, while Lewis came out on top in the Silver Arrows. The team principal Toto Wolff said there's still major gulf between the two rival teams in the crucial area. He took pole Verstappen, but Hamilton was 1 out from second place on the grid, surviving a late pass that Verstappen deemed to be outside of track limits. Toto Wolff admitted that it was an unbelievable result, but warned that they may not be able to out-qualify the Red Bulls in round 2 at Imola. Yeah, but it's like you said, getting pole is not everything unless you're like in Monaco. If somebody would have told me that it was going to be the result on Sunday, I would have not believed it. But we recovered well from the pre-season test. Still, to give 100% honesty, we are still lacking in pace in qualifying and quite a bit. But like I said, do you know what that proves? And again, do you know what it proves to me? And this is why I get fed up with no respect put on Hamilton's name, right? That means he's outperforming this car. He is outperforming this car, right? How can you not now say he is not a fucking great driver? And he's had it all easy.
To be fair, he was a great driver years ago. many
He was a great
years ago.
driver. He took his first step in before he even stepped into an F1 car. Right? He's had his fault. Yeah, well, everyone's had their faults, right? In the past, 2011, right? And that's where you learn, right? But again, experience now. He's experienced now to know that where the mistakes come from, right? And I'm sorry, like I said, the pace, it's not just about experience, it's the pace. The pace. He managed to keep up and beat the Red Bull, right? Despite it being very much slower. So I'm sorry, you've got to give him the respect he deserves. If you don't, you've got an agenda.
It's an agenda, really, isn't it?
It is an agenda. I mean, talk menu, what do you say?
He'll be back in 5 minutes, he said in the private chat.
Okay, Spargav.
Not acknowledging Hamilton's greatness? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but what about the achievement of actually winning that Grand Prix despite having a much slower car?
You talking about the British Grand Prix?
No, I'm talking about the Grand Prix that's just happened.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was all on Hamilton. I mean, yeah, for the most part, actually, because I think Red Bull's car was pretty equal this year.
I wouldn't say equal. It's faster.
You think it's faster?
It's clearly faster. It was dominating the whole session.
Yeah.
It was dominating testing. It was dominating all that weekend, apart from
But do you think like Mercedes just undersold the car?
No, Mercedes had the right race strategy. Red Bull
had the right
didn't.
race, yeah. Red Bull made the crucial error keeping Max Verstappen out.
Yeah.
But then again, the reason probably is they had to keep him out because they knew if they pitted him, he would have probably come out behind Hamilton anyway, right? And that again shows that Hamilton managed to keep up with Verstappen though Verstappen's got a much quicker car. So the beginning of that race was crucial because it gave Hamilton the opportunity to undercut him, right, and get ahead. And if you've been able to do that in a car that's not good enough, then you've got to give him every credit.
I was gonna say, like, is there like a stat on how many times he's been overtaken? Hamilton?
Oh, Hamilton. That doesn't matter.
No, I'm just curious.
Because they count the
I'm
ones
just curious.
no, because they count the ones where you make a pit stop.
Ah,
So that doesn't really count, right? That doesn't really matter. The fact of the matter is he's managed to outdo a car that is clearly slower.
I mean, so I had this conversation the other day with Cristiano. Actually, I thought Leclerc could have done more on the overtakes that he gave up.
Cristiano, you should have sent him the link.
Yeah, he's a Ferrari fan. So
Send him the link.
I mean, he's busy right now. He's not,
Because
like,
yeah, well, let him know if, he's always welcome to come on the F1 streams if he wants to.
yeah.
But
No,
what
I
do you
would-
say
I would
about
do.
Charles Leclerc?
He said like Ferrari ran a decent race, but like better than like years past. So we'll build on it. I thought he could do more on the overtakes. Is that like a fair assessment?
What, a Leclerc?
Yeah,
I just think
really.
the one on when Norris overtook him, and then
Yeah, well, I think
Um,
Norris had
and Bottas overtook him.
Yeah, but
quicker cars, kind of quicker
quicker
cars.
cars, and like they had the run on him into each corner and had the inside line, so there's not much you could do. But
Yeah,
again,
suck
he's
it.
still he showed in qualifying that car shouldn't be fourth position, and he managed to get fourth position out of it. Mick Schumacher's come out. I want to mention about Mick Schumacher having a difficult weekend. I think Haas are going to be at the back of the grid.
Yeah, they've
SSE.
already confirmed they're looking ahead to next season.
Yeah, they've already confirmed they're not investing in this car at all. So they're going to end up at the back of the grid because they are banking. They're literally putting all their chips down on 2022.
Because Steiner's then
There's
second.
it- Yeah, but
second
hang
at
on.
Crescent.
Yeah, but hang on. Doesn't that not make sense? Because most of their stuff comes from Ferrari anyway. Doesn't it? So you're only
Yeah.
going to get what Ferrari give you. Right? It's not going to be developed by yourselves. So,
Same for Alfa Romeo.
but then there's other
Kinda.
areas where they can invest to improve the car. They better make sure next season it better pay off. Otherwise, they're going to
Yeah.
look right idiots. It's a shame because Mick Schumacher is now going to be at the back of the grid like George Russell was when he won his F2 championship. He was going to be at the back of the grid with the Williams. Yet Williams are actually now improving their car and actually looking like they're getting an F2 more often. Mick Schumacher's going to be stuck at the back of the grid all the time, and it's not. I don't think it's fair.
He will try his best.
It's not fair on it. It's trying his best, and
Yeah,
you
he'll
can
try
see
his
he was trying to get in the race and compete, but the car's not good enough. And when
Should-
you're in your debut season in F1, I'm sorry, it doesn't help.
Should have done to Alfa Romeo. I don't know why Giovinazzi.
I don't mind Giovinazzi still there. I don't get it. He's filled the spot I think he filled the spot in 2017 because of
It's down to
who
money,
was
yeah,
it?
innit? Down to money.
It was in Sauber.
2017.
Yeah.
Charles
can't remember his name.
Leclerc was in Sauber
No, that was 2018.
in 2018.
2017, it was Ericsson
Yeah, Everton and
who's-
who's the other one?
I can't remember his name. He's a Mercedes driver.
Oh, Mercedes. Is it? I don't know if he drove for Salvador. Passau, where line was it? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Anthony, how are you, my friend? Big up yourself. Nice to see you back in the chat. Hamilton said, I'm a better driver than him. I think he's 100%. Well, that's why he has seven world titles, right? Charlie,
Oh,
well,
no,
what's
he's
been
in the
said now?
stream. Oh, he's in the comments.
Why is no Liverpool not contact any Liverpool? We're trying our best, right, honestly, but I don't know. I haven't got all the contacts in the world, to be honest. Why don't you tell? Yeah. So, let me think. Yeah. So, in general, I think with Mick Schumacher, I think he'll still outperform that car.
Yeah.
Right. He'll still. I think maybe he could get out of Q2 a couple of times. Right.
He's got a chance.
Mazepin, right? I don't know why he bothers qualifying if he's going to spin out every fucking first lap. Oh my god, that is literally schoolboy error, isn't it? Like on your debut.
He's
oh
shocking.
My god, that is shocking, isn't it?
He's not a Dutch driver. In F2 proved it. Like his behaviour on the track and off the track, he's not.
I don't get it. You're standing there for We Race as One campaign after what you've done.
Shocking. It really is shocking.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Honestly, how is this guy in F1? Honestly,
doesn't deserve another chance. If you do it once, that's it. You're out. You shouldn't video it either. That was the stupidest thing from him, videoing it. And now everyone thinks he's rightly so an absolute bad driver.
He is a bad driver. He spun out in the first first turn, he spins out. Honestly,
he started back at the grid as well.
Yeah, no, I think that was Vettel.
No, I think Vettel.
No, Vettel had a penalty.
I thought Vettel overtook him on the first corner.
On the first corner he did.
Yeah.
So he was at the back after the first corner.
That's where he deserves to be, anyways.
Speaking of Williams, we were just mentioning, Russell pleased with well excited Bahrain Grand Prix, but says Williams should be better suited to Imola. So he's confident he'll get out of Q2. Maybe even try and get Q3. You never know. They have been improving their car over the winter. And now we're getting a sense of where everyone is on the grid. So I do feel that we could definitely see Williams in the top 10 again. Especially with someone like George Russell at the helm. I don't know why Latifi's still there as well.
Sponsors, ain't it? Sponsor money.
Yeah, I got to think it's got. Yeah, but then they've just been taken over by a massive company. That's not to do with him. So I don't get why like he's there, right? But there you go. Let's have a look. Let's go back to the news. Right, what's Lewis Hamilton said on and off the track? Lewis Hamilton's come out and said on and off the track, world champion on art form and creativity in the Sky F1 exclusive interview. Oh, will you scroll? Honestly. It's all these bloody adverts. Lewis Hamilton opens up. Opens up to F1's Rachel Brooks in a wide-ranging exclusive interview on his legacy, creative outputs, Mercedes, and much more. You can watch the extended interview ahead of Hamilton's first Grand Prix. His desire to be creative on and off the track, admitting it was a driving force for his career, changing move to Mercedes 8 years ago. Amid a remarkable and record-breaking run of success, as an F1 driver. Hamilton has always been passionately heavy in other projects in recent years, launching the Tommy Hilfiger clothing line to an award-winning vegan restaurant, just to name a few. I would say I'm a lot busier than any other driver has been, really. So yeah, it's just more getting out about what he's doing with the platform he's got. I think there's been a lot of experiences when I was younger, when everyone have got to first Formula One, about what I can and cannot do. And people say you cannot. That's a kind of version of suppressing you. Wow, it's big words. I've been experimenting with all these different outlets, things that I'm passionate about. There's so much I want to do. Yeah, and I think that sort of resonates with some people. Yeah, and I remember when he first signed for Mercedes. When he first signed for Mercedes, he never. I don't think anyone sort of backed it, really. They didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
And they were like, "What the hell are you doing?" Because they definitely also said that like the money was much more than McLaren was offering. So everyone thought it was that. But then we saw, obviously, now we've seen what they've done with the hybrid era, and now everyone's gone sort of, okay, maybe we were wrong, but maybe everyone was right at the time to say that, because we didn't know what Mercedes were planning. You could tell by the way they developed their car for 2014 that was in the pipeline for a long time. They've been thinking about it. As soon as the balls came out, they realized that the evolution of the car they had was not good enough, and if they want to win a title, they're going to have to start looking towards the next set of regulations, and that's what they did.
Yeah, that's why Lewis Hamilton was brought in, because he's one of the best. Probably
they knew
the best
Schumacher
best
wasn't going to be able
driver.
to. Yeah, and they knew Schumacher wasn't going to be up to it, right? So they needed someone just as quick, right, and has got the know-how to develop the team. And it was funny because when he did move, McLaren then started falling backwards, which shows to me why he's also a better driver than Button, because he drags the team up the grid as well.
He done it.
Right?
He done it
on and off the track.
Done it at McLaren probably when he was there, 2007. That was another.
I wouldn't say that. They already had a good car, and they had Alonso.
The teammate
and they had Adrian Newey. They had Adrian Newey at the time, so I wouldn't say that. Especially when it's
sorry, 2008. I meant 2008, where he had Tova Heinen.
Yeah, definitely that. If they had a stronger lineup, they would have probably won the constructors as well.
Yeah.
But there you go. Like Kovalainen really sort of never helped him. That's probably why. That is why. I think that is why with what am I saying? That's why Brazilian Grand Prix, Hamilton ended up in the situation he did, because he didn't get probably the support he needed from Kovalainen. Right, so he was sort of fall into a lot of trap, because a lot of drivers around him didn't want him to win it. They actually come out in public said they didn't want to win it. However, Alonso just said, "Oh, he doesn't deserve it." And I mean, how? They've all just been just as good.
Well, you finish where you finish in the standings. That's all that matters. If you win it by 1 point.
Especially also how is that the Brazilian fans were disgusting on that Grand Prix. Like, they were literally trying to intimidate him to not win.
It would have been like 2012, no, the Brazilian Grand Prix in 2012, it was Vettel versus Alonso, and a lot of people would have wanted Alonso to win.
Nin, how are you? No, Red Bull ain't catching up Mercedes. No. Epic Nin, Red Bull are faster. Trust me, they are faster.
They'll be closer this season. They will be.
They are faster than Mercedes. It's the fact that Hamilton is managing to drag that car from like where it is to compete with the Red Bull.
Yeah,
Right.
Steven, I mean, you know how it goes. I mean, Epic Ninja said it. Triple H, it's time to play the game.
Triple H. I don't know, but yeah, no, Red Bull are clearly faster. They are faster. They've been faster through testing. They've been faster during that Grand Prix weekend. They got pole position by 4/10. Right, I was surprised that Hamilton was
Ferrari's
even
gonna
only
get it
4/10
though.
behind that fastest lap. So I'm sorry, right? Red Bull are faster than Mercedes. It's down to whether Mercedes can catch up.
This is Red Bull's opportunity
But
this
this
season.
is Red Bull's biggest opportunity, and at the minute, the way it's going with Hamilton and the way he's driving, they could still end up not winning it.
Yeah, exactly.
They might win the constructors though.
Yeah, definitely. I think they could win the constructors because I don't think Bottas done enough. He's not quick enough. I mean, he's not quick enough, but it's an old change where you for the rest of the season.
I think it's going to be a very good season, I'll tell you that, between the two of them.
But Red Bull did the right partnership for Verstappen and Perez. That was they need to get rid of Albon because Albon just wasn't.
Albon's gone to DTM.
Yeah, this Albon wasn't done enough. Well, he wasn't done enough last season. Proved it. So you out.
He definitely was. He definitely wasn't good enough. I can vouch for that. Yeah, but what are you saying towards like Imola? Because I just feel that the longer they carry on not winning, if they don't take this advantage, Red Bull, Hamilton and the Mercedes will catch up. They will catch up. As much as they say in the press that they're struggling to catch up, they will. And as much as Red Bull might stress that they'll be developing the car, Mercedes will catch them up at some point. I know this, right? Big up, Miss Mel. How are you?
Big up, Miss Mel.
How are you? Big up yourself, as always.
But yeah. Red Bull need to take advantage. They really do.
Yeah, Good Friday. Go on. Sorry.
Red Bull. I said this before the season started. Red Bull. Tetson proved it that they were quick, and this is what Red Bull need to do. They need to take advantage in the early races. First race, then it's one strategy that cost them in the end. If Verstappen would have pitted at the right time, then he might have won the race, but we don't know.
Yeah, I think probably what he should have done, even if he meant he was undertaken the next lap, he still pit the next lap because you got a car that's quicker. You got a car that was quicker there clearly, and you would have been able to overtake him.
And for Verstappen, as he said in team radio, keep me out. When that was when it all went wrong, in my opinion. I don't know when. It might have been after actually, but I know he did say it. He did say it once. Yeah, keep me out. I don't know if that. I think it might have been behind Hamilton then, but I don't know.
I don't get it. I don't get it because you saw what happened in Hungary 2019 though. It was between them two, and Hamilton pitted earlier to see if he can catch him up because he wasn't overtaking him.
Good point. Yeah.
Right? And before they knew it, they were like, "Oh shit, we've lost this. He's catching us up," and he did, right? Because they had that many laps to go, and he said he got no grip left at all.
You said it though, right? This is why Mercedes are much better in the race when it mattered. Let's be honest. Race is when it mattered. You don't get any prizes for pretty qualifying on pole. Otherwise, passing Maldonado will be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, don't, yeah. But then some drivers never get pole position in their lives, so it's good to be on that record. But
yeah, Jan's 12 last season, for example.
Well, actually, technically, Pastor Maldonado finished second if it weren't for McLaren underfueling the car. Let's be honest. All right. But
it's done me enough interest in race, intrigue, and like It's
Talk
still
man, who are you going for, by the way? Sorry. Talk man, you.
Sorry. Yeah, come on, say that again.
Who are you going for?
What, to win the
In terms
championship?
of
So,
yeah, and supporting.
who do you think?
Hamilton.
Of course. Listen, you can't. I mean, I don't know as much as you guys, right? But I do understand that driving one of those machines in that fashion, right, under those strains and the skills needed, you're talking like millimeters of judgment and all kinds of stuff. You know, this is, you know, I know some people think that it's easy to just sort of, you know, you jump in the car and it does it all itself. That's the nonsense.
No,
why,
it doesn't.
You know,
Not
this
in
is
F1.
why. This is why I know. But this is what I'm saying is why
You even
Hamilton
have
is
to
so
drive.
good.
Yeah, I mean, you even have to drive fast enough just to keep the heat in the tires and the brakes. If you got no heat in the tires and the brakes, the car won't work.
Yeah.
The car has to be intravenously fed with hot water and shit to keep it cool.
And shit, you don't feed it. What do you put shit in it?
No, oil and intravenously fed warm oil, warm water.
No, I'm joking, mate.
You know, yeah.
No, listen. I mean, I love Schumacher. I always will love Schumacher because when I did watch the Grand Prix, it was so I could see Michael Schumacher because he was like the most fearless, like always pushing the limits and the boundaries, always. And I used to just, you know, it's
Even
quite
Senna,
a buzz
though.
watching.
Even Senna, though.
Sorry.
Even
Oh yeah,
Senna,
Senna
though.
as well.
Look at Senna's lap in 1988. Out-qualified Prost by 1.4 seconds in the same car. Right?
Yeah,
And he
you know,
said at the time, it was like having an out-of-body experience.
Yeah, because you're talking about, like I say, you know, when these guys are doing what they do, they're looking at the track, they're going around the track, they've heard a different time, and they're thinking, okay, where can I nick a bit of get an advantage here and lose a bit of the track to gain me a few tenths of a second. You know what I mean? And it's risky at going at them speeds, but if they judge it and judge it correctly and pull it off and gain the time advantage, that's skill. That is fucking skill, and bravery, and you know, yeah. But I think that obviously, like I said, I asked the question to Crofty when he was on about, you know, who's the greatest, you know, and yeah, I think obviously Lewis Hamilton and they're both and Senna are always going to be up there in the eyes of every F1 fan as legends and absolute gods of the sport.
Even Senna, though.
Yeah, and I think Lewis.
You count Senna more as a legend than Prost, actually, and Prost has won more championships.
Yeah, but I think Lewis has got the opportunity to propel himself even higher than, you know, and be in a league of his own and a class of his own, just simply because of the amount of races that he's won. And like I said to you the other day, qualifying, when qualifying, and he said, he won't get pole because of his car. And I said, don't rule it out. Remember, what did I say to you? I said, this is Lewis Hamilton you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. What I will say is, with Hamilton, is that I don't think, though, he might last next season, though. I just don't feel. Has he got the stomach to? Does he want to do another season with new rules?
I just think.
Does he want to now try and adapt to the new rules next season, or does he call it quits there?
I just think if he wins his 8th title, which I think he will, in the end, at the end of the season, I think he might just say, hammer clubs up. I think
I've done what. You should, though.
It's these new rules next season. That's because I know I said previously Lewis Hamilton could have easily been a 10-time world champion already. If 2016 he wasn't cheated, yeah, he'd be 8-time champion. 2007, that's another example.
Yeah.
9-time.
He was cheated out of that. Well, no, the car let him down.
Yeah, car let him
2012,
down.
we had a faster car, and the car let him down.
Yeah.
2016, the car let him down.
I think I don't know. I don't know. Like, it's a hard one to say if he'll stay for next season, because when he had that contract situation before this season, there was a lot of speculation about him retiring this season, which he wouldn't have, because the 8th world title was up for grabs. He wanted to try and get that first, then see what happens with another contract extension next season. See what the rules are doing, and I wouldn't pay him in way if he did retire. Like, he'd be the greatest of all time, in my opinion. Seven world titles or 8 world titles, whichever it is.
He gets 100 race wins.
Yeah, 100
He's now
race
on
wins.
96. 96 race wins. And Schumacher was at 91. So I feel he will get to 100.
I just see Lewis Hamilton getting his 8th title. I really do. Then, but then everyone be saying, "Well, would that record of titles be broken?" They said that before Schumacher won 7th title and all that. So anything's possible, but depends on these next generation drivers who not coming up.
Oh, with the likes of Leclerc,
Yeah, you could.
Verstappen, Russell, Norris,
Even Lando Norris, yeah.
right? Mick Schumacher. He's another one.
Imagine that.
Right? I'm sorry. There's so much talent coming through that I think it will be difficult, if ever, to beat his title record. It will probably stand up there for a very long time, because all these drivers have the potential to win a championship.
Yeah,
All of
definitely.
them that I've just mentioned. Right? Nando's outperforming the McLaren. Mick Schumacher, we know he's quick.
Yeah.
Right? He'll end up in a Ferrari with Leclerc.
Oh,
we know that's happening.
Imagine that. Oh.
That'll be a lineup.
Two quality drivers. That's the constructor championship winner, that. Chequered and Schumacher.
Wait, and I think with even Daniel Ricciardo a little bit. Daniel Ricciardo is still pretty good.
I had to see him win a title. I just think he's one of them drivers who's.
But I don't think will McLaren get up to that level in 2022. We don't know. But
it all depends on that.
I don't think it'll go back to to Mercedes or any other big team. So yeah, I don't know.
Who knows? Anything's possible in F1.
Anything's possible in F1, right? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to say. There's so many drivers coming through. There's so many drivers coming through, and there's also so many drivers that are in F2 at the moment that are going to come through that you can't predict. I struggle to see anyone beating Hamilton's record if he makes 8 titles.
Yeah,
but the way he's driving, you've got to put respect on his name if he wins it. You've got to.
I obviously put respect in his name ever since he's won a world title. Like, he's done it consistently, and it shows in it. Like, I understand when people say Schumacher because different era. That's understandable.
Cars weren't as good.
Lewis Hamilton is judged because of the stats. He's top of every stat, just about.
He is. Without doubt. I will say with Schumacher, though, I will give him the benefit of the doubt. The cars were harder to drive. But though I think some of them had traction control because he didn't have sensors back then. So, but also, I would also say with Ferrari, with Schumacher, is that he had less races to compete in, because the races back then,
Yeah,
a season would last 16 or 17 races. This season now is 23, so like the most ever. So there's more opportunities for more race wins for drivers. So yeah,
then you can go in Senna's era, can't you? And some people might say it's Senna just because of his era. No halo system, a lot of things. Because it was mad. It was mad back then. No, your life was way outwit in the Senna era.
Absolutely. Anything else that anyone wants to add before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I think that's it, really.
No.
Gav?
Think about.
Yeah, man. You know, it is what it is.
Is that it?
Yeah. What?
Okay.
Good way to end it.
Yeah, good way to end it. And yeah, we'll end it
I
there.
mean, basically, I'm looking forward to the next coming weeks. I mean, we got a 2-week break for F1.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
And this next race, let me ask you this question: What do you think is the significance of that second race? Do you think it's huge? Like, as far as like Verstappen has to win it to keep up,
He needs to get off the mark.
Needs to get off.
Can't
the
let
mark.
Hamilton start getting away with it.
Ah,
No, Atomic Puppy, you couldn't. You couldn't. But yeah, thanks to everyone that's tuned in as well. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, right? And yeah, we're back at 4. We're back again at 4 p.m. for our preview to the Liverpool game. 1892 Reds podcast is coming on. Go check out their YouTube channel, and we'll be back then for that preview. So we'll see you guys. Yeah, so we'll see you guys then. But everyone, stay safe, stay well, and take good care. Goodbye.
Ciao.